Hello students, I hope you are all keeping fine at home this lockdown period. This is my first video for class 6 computer science, and today we are going to see chapter 1, that is categories of computers and computer languages. These are the two main topics that we are going to see today. The development of computers can be classified on the basis of four major categories based on generations, based on type, that is a principle of working, and based on purpose, and the last one based on size. So we have got different types of computer. Based on generations, we have got 5 generations of computers. In first generation, when we talk about generation, means we want to know how these computers came into existence in our world, how they were earlier. So in the first generation of computer, that is from the year 1940 to 1956, starting with the first electronic computer, that was ENIAC, and here the main component was vacuum tubes. So the computer was very large, of the size of a room, and there were vacuum tubes and relays. The size was very big and slow in speed. Then in second generation, 1956 to 1963, here these vacuum tubes were replaced by transistors. And in the third generation, that is from 1964 to 1971, here those main components of second generation, that was transistor, was replaced by integrated circuits. So integrated circuit means a circuit which is composed of different electronic components like capacitor, condensers, transistors, and so on. Then in the fourth generation, we had microprocessor. So the computers slowly they were reducing in their sizes, and they were increasing in their speed and working. Then after fourth generation, there was a fifth generation. Now the computers which are in present days and in the future, they are categorized in fifth generation computers. So in this generation, artificial intelligence is the main component. Means the computers of these generations are having a kind of intelligence, that is artificial intelligence, and they can work on their own once they are programmed. So based on generations, we have 5 generations of computers. Then based on type, that means the principle of working, means how do they manage the data. Computers are classified into 3 main categories. One is your analog computers, second is a digital computer, and the third one is hybrid computer. So analog computer is a computer which takes the input in continuous physical quantities, and they give the output also in the patterns. For example, the computers which are found in hospitals to monitor the patients, where they keep record of their temperature, pressure, and all these things, and the output is also given in the patterns. In digital computer, the input is in the form of 0 and 1 in concrete digits, and the output is also in the digits, like the computers we used for displaying the cricket scores or any display boards you must have seen. That is these digital computers. Then hybrid computer is a computer which is a mixture of analog as well as digital. That means they can take the input in patterns or in continuous physical quantities, in varying continuous physical quantities. And so there are three types of computer based on principle of working, that is a type. Then based on purpose, according to the purpose of use, that means how they are used, there are two types of computers, that is special purpose computer and general purpose computer. The special purpose computer means computers which are designed for performing a single task or a specific application. For example, computers which are used in air traffic control system, where computers are used to control the movement of flights, their landing and taking off and so on. They are designed for that purpose only. Then we have got a general purpose computer, means computers which can be used to manage a variety of operations and variety of jobs. For example, the computers which are used to play games, watch videos and to do research work. Means a computer is a versatile computer which can be used in many areas of applications. Then based on size, how big or small they are, there are four types of computers. In ascending order, we have the smallest one, microcomputer, then we have mini computer, then mainframe and supercomputer. Microcomputer is the smallest one, which are used in home or in small places like shops or in schools. Then comes mini computer, which are larger than microcomputer, and they are faster also, but they are bigger in size. Then we have mainframe computer, which is bigger than mini but faster than mini computer. They are used in big research labs. And then the last one is supercomputer, which is the largest and fastest in speed also. So there are four types of computer based on size. Now we will see what are computer languages. There are different types of computer languages. As you know, the language is a medium of communication. If you want to convey your thoughts or feelings to your friends or to anybody, we need a language. So the computer is a machine which understands a specific form of language. So the language which computer understands and uses for its working are known as computer languages. And here also there are two types of computer languages. One is low level languages and another is high level languages. In low level languages, we call them low level because it's low for the computer to understand these languages, but it's very high for the human beings to understand. And high level languages are called high because for the computer it is very high to understand, but for the human beings it is very low. So in low level languages, we have two major languages. One is machine level language, which is the basic language or the fundamental language of a computer, language of zeros and ones, and which is directly understood by the computer. It does not need any translators. In assembly level languages, we have the language which is not exactly like machine level language, but it is similar to English languages. Here the mnemonic codes are used. So there are number of high level languages like you know about BASIC, COBOL, Fortran, Pascal, C++, Java. These are all high level languages. All the high level languages and low level languages have got their advantages and disadvantages. Now let's come to different types of translators. Translator is a software which is used to translate one computer language into machine level language and vice versa. So all the computer languages other than machine language need translators. So first translator we have got, that is assembler, which is used to translate assembly level language into machine level language and vice versa. Then we have got compiler, which is used to compile or translate high level languages into machine level language. In case of high level languages, we have got two types of translators, compiler and interpreter. In case of compiler, what we have, the whole program is translated into machine level language, and when it is free of error, it is executed and we get the output. In case of interpreter, it translates line by line, means the whole program is not translated at a time but line by line, and it executes also line by line. So there are, like you can take the example when our Prime Minister goes to different countries, he needs translators. So to talk or to have communication with his counterpart of different countries, so he's accompanied by different people who are well versed and they understand different languages, more than one language. Suppose he is going to China and he has to talk to his counterpart, then he did not know Chinese. So suppose he goes and asks him, how are you? So he may say, "Aap kaise hain?" That's in Hindi. He will tell. He will ask him. But when he is talking to a Chinese counterpart, then there is a translator who translates his words or sentences in Hindi into Chinese. So when the translator will translate into Chinese, he say, "Xin chang chu." That means, how are you? So the counterpart will also reply back in Chinese, but it will be translated into Hindi, so our Prime Minister can understand. So the same way, computer's own language is machine level language, but it can understand number of languages which are easy for the human beings to understand, but for computer it is very high to understand, so it needs translators. So we have seen the three different types of translators. One is assembler, then compiler and interpreter. So with this we come to the end of this chapter, and I hope you will keep on revising all these things which are given in this study material. So keep on reading and be safe at home. So till then, we will see in the next video. Till then, take care. God bless you.